thing is, these bills, all of them, the only thing we've done, we've put a reverse repealer and they're at LBR. There's nothing in here that's heinous, shocking. So people that have been here before know what we do on First House. We try to get them out of this committee, off the floor into the Senate, and we go from there. But there are two bills which I'll be setting aside and we'll take up separately, and that'll be House Bill 1391 and House Bill 1414. The lady from Amet and the gentleman from Jackson will explain those at the proper time. At this time, I would like to get started. Thank y'all for being here today, and I'd like to recognize the subcommittee chairman, the vice chairman of subcommittee of special funds to explain first package.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen of the committee. These are all, just like the chairman just told you, all of these special fund agencies are at LBR. There's nothing hidden. They all have a reverse repealer, just exactly the way we did it last year when we took up first house action on the floor in the last session. Many of you remember. We can go over these individually, or I'd entertain a motion to take these up in a block if someone in the committee.
Recognize the gentleman from Forest for a motion. Senior, okay. Is your motion to take these up as a block vote? And a block. You've heard the gentleman's motion. We're dealing with special funds.
Subcommittee A.
Subcommittee A. All in favor of taking Subcommittee A up in a block, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. We've taken care of block. Oh, okay. Title sufficient.
Do pass.
On Subcommittee A, special funds, title sufficient, do pass. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. We go next. Will be Subcommittee B.
Jason's not here, so you just want to.
You want me to take those up?
Okay, Subcommittee B, I recognize the Vice Chairman to take up Packet B.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, all of the special fund agencies within Subcommittee B are exactly like Subcommittee A. They're all at LBR with a reverse repealer. I entertain a motion if there's one.
Excuse me, these are general bills and special funds, okay? But it's all the same, but the instructions are the same. Gentleman from Washington, Mr. Hines. That sounds like a plan. You've heard the gentleman recommendation to take Subcommittee B, Constitution and Government, up in a block vote. All in favor, I recommend this title sufficient to pass. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Subcommittee B is passed. Next will be Subcommittee C. I recognize the gentleman from Harrison, Mr. Bennett, to explain his packet.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Again, as already stated, this is education and MDA. Everything's at LBR with a reverse repealer, and moving forward, we'll work on it. I'd like to take them up in a block if there's a motion.
There, a gentleman from, you have a question? Okay, wants to take them up in a block. You've heard the gentleman's motion to take them up in a block, and it's title sufficient to pass. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. That retires Subcommittee C. Okay, next will be Subcommittee D, and this is one of the ones that we need to look at, and at this time, I recognize a gentleman from Jackson, Mr. Barton, to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. House Bill 1391 is it's basically a reappropriation bill from some money that was in the Bureau of Buildings fund last year that was not spent. We're just moving that forward. And that's really an explanation of the bill. This money has already been authorized to spend last year, and all we're doing is reappropriating that money for this year. And that's House Bill 1391, and the motion would be title sufficient do pass. Any questions?
Are there any questions on this bill? Like I said, it's just a repro. If not, you've heard the gentleman's motion, title sufficient do pass. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, the ayes have it. Now we're going to take up the whole pack.
No, that's it.
Okay.
And then skip. All right, there's that one. Flip that one over. You're done with that one. All right, so his are all Senate bills, so you're
Okay.
gonna skip subcommittee.
Okay, we'll skip subcommittee. Those are Senate bills coming down. Go to subcommittee F. I recognize the gentleman from the Neshoba to explain this packet.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen of the committee, here again, these are bills that deal in Subcommittee F. They do come in at LBR with the reverse repealer, and my motion would be title sufficient do pass.
You've heard the gentleman's motion on the pack. Title sufficient, do pass. Okay, wait, gentleman from the general lady from Lincoln, I'm sorry.
Yes, it's in this packet, lady.
Okay, so I'm asking, they're taking another cut? Minus,
At LBR, they are. Yes, ma'am.
okay, so I didn't know if we were looking to help them with the state parks.
Well, ma'am, lady, I will tell you that we have House Bill 1231 sitting down in the Senate right now, which is an opportunity for them to do that. It's been triple referred, so if you have,
Well, that's a
if-
goner then. So I'm asking you, are we going to do anything in the budget for them?
as we go through the process, lady, my position has always been to do what we could for them. We've not, obviously, we've not always been able to do that, but yes, I would like to at least hold the position that we'd like to do more for them at LBR, especially in the general fund area. Since that is just parks and the Museum of Natural Science, I would like to do more there if we can, and I hope we can, lady. I'm with you in that. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Gentleman from Washington, do you have a question?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like the gentle lady from Lincoln, I would encourage us to increase that funding. And I'm not for privatizing or putting ourselves in a position where it makes it easier for someone to create an opportunity to private. The people who use these parks are hardworking, everyday common folk. And I'm not for us giving an avenue to make sure some rich cat from Wyoming comes over here and takes over our state parks. And we, right, so we need to be clear about that,
Well,
gentlemen.
let me be clear, gentlemen. So I'm not for privatizing either, okay? I know you recall, and a lot of this predates a lot of people in this committee, but in 2006, one of the dangest fights I've ever seen in the House of Representatives when we tried to move to privatize the parks at that time, if y'all remember that day. And it is not my intent to put forward anything that would privatize any parks. Now, that's my intent. And again, gentlemen, you and I are on the same page on that.
Are there any other questions? Gentlemen, what was your
Title sufficient do pass.
title sufficient to pass? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, the ayes have it. That's subcommittee F. Next will be subcommittee G. I recognize the gentleman from Pike to explain the bills.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen of the committee, this is Subcommittee G, Public Health. This is the Department of Human Service, Child Protection Services, Rehab, Division of Medicaid, and the Department of Health. They all are at LBR and a reverse repealer. And so as we've been doing, Mr. Chairman, if there is a motion to take all these up in block, I would be in favor of that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Are there any questions? Okay, you've heard the gentleman's motion, title sufficient to pass? Well, take the block, the whole block, though, is title sufficient to pass?
Do pass, yes, sir.
Okay, you heard the gentleman. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, the ayes have it. Next, let's go to subcommittee H. I recognize a gentleman from Walthall The other day, somebody said he was from Marion on television, but I think he's from
I
Walthall.
think I'm from Walthall.
Yeah, I think you're from Walthall.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen, Subcommittee H deals with agriculture and the forestry units. They come in at LBR with a reverse repealer. If there's no objection, I'd like to take them up in a block, please, sir.
In your motion,
Make a motion, time of sufficient do pass.
you've heard the gentleman's motion. Are there any questions? If not, all in favor, say aye. The ayes have it.
Jay,
Which one? Which
Jay
one?
is Mr. Huddleston. He's here.
Okay, yeah. Jay.
You did Pine, and you just did, oh, Timmy. Oh, hold on. Oh, Timmy's next.
Tim is next, okay.
Yeah, Timmy's next.
Pocket had H, okay. Okay. Next on the agenda will be Subcommittee I. I recognize the gentleman from Harrison. Did I get it right this time, Mr. Ladd?
Pearl River.
Pearl River.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Chairman.
Explain the bill.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are the 5 waterway and water district and port bills. They're all at LBR. They all have reverse repealers. So we will go to conference with them, and my motion would be to take them all up in a block, and the motion is title sufficient do pass.
You've heard the gentleman's motion. Any questions? Motion is title sufficient to pass. All in favor, say aye. The ayes have it. Next on the calendar will be Subcommittee J. I recognize the gentleman from Pontotoc to explain the bills. Okay, you've heard the gentleman, title sufficient do pass in a block. Gentleman from DeSoto.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've got a quick question on our military. Are we just doing the 2 House bills? Are we just doing the 2 House bills?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll be working, the other ones when they come down.
Okay.
We have them on here, but yes, you'll be getting a shot on the other ones, okay?
Thank you.
All right. You've heard the gentleman's motion, title sufficient to pass. All in favor, say aye. The ayes have it.
Casey, you do these.
Then we do cases, okay. Okay, the next would be Subcommittee K, and this deals with marine resources and the Gaming Commission. It's the same as everyone else. There's a reverse repealer in the LBR. No questions? Are there any questions? If not, title sufficient do pass. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, the ayes have it.
All right, skip L. Skip L.
Okay,
It's all Senate bills.
yeah, skip that.
And then
Now, let's go to the next would be Subcommittee M, and I recognize the gentleman from Jackson, Mr. Busby, to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Estimate comes in at 1.086. The recommendation is at 1.065 billion, 21 million under the estimate for DOT, and that's an explanation of the bill. Motion title sufficient do pass.
You've heard the gentleman's explanation. Any questions? Gentleman from Washington, Ms. Tyne.
Thank you. This does not increase any weight limits or anything, does it?
No, sir.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Well, are there any questions? Title sufficient do pass? Okay, you heard the gentleman's motion. Title sufficient do pass. All in favor, say aye. The ayes have it. Next, recognize the lady from Amit to explain House Bill 1414.
Thank
Ladies
you.
recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen of the committee, House Bill 1414 is our deficit appropriation bill. And we had an early deficit appropriation bill earlier in the session, and I'll go through it section by section as I normally do. Section 1 is the deficit appropriation from the capital expense fund to the Attorney General's office for settlements, and it's in the amount of $620,654. Section 2 is a deficit appropriation from capital expense funds to the Attorney General's office for settlements. It's from, after, and through, and the amount of $1,890,000. Section 3 is a deficit appropriation from the capital expense fund, and it is to the Junior College Board, and it's for health insurance in the amount of $366,133. Section 4 is to the Department of Public Safety. It's a deficit appropriation from the capital expense funds for the purpose of a highway patrol trooper school, and it is in the amount of $1,522,743. Section 5 is a deficit appropriation to the Workers' Compensation Commission from the Capital Expense Fund for agency appropriations in the amount of $150,000. Section 6 is a deficit appropriation to the Veterans Affairs, and it is for agency operations, and it is in the amount of $8 million. Section 7 is to the Wireless Communication Commission, and it's a deficit appropriation from capital expense fund for contracts, and it is in the amount of $331,057. Section 8 is to mental health, and it is for agency operations, and it is in the amount of $20 million. Section 9 is for information technology services. It's for agency operations, and the amount is $700,000. Section 10 is for the Secretary of State, and it is also for agency operations, and the amount is $267,479. Section 11 is the Department of Agriculture and Commerce for agency operations, and it is in the amount of $76,120. Section 11 is the Department of Agriculture, and it is also for agency operations, and it is in the amount of $76,120. Section 12 is the Department of Finance and Administration. It is also for agency operations, and it is in the amount of $124,370. Section 13 is the Department of Medicaid. It is for spending authority, and it is in the amount of $199,710. Section 14 is the Board of Animal Health. It is for equipment, and it is in the amount of $15,000. Section 15 is the Board of Medical Licensure, and it is for personnel, and it is in the amount of $75,000. That's an explanation of the deficit bill, Mr. Chairman. I will yield for any questions.
You've heard the lady's explanation. Are there any questions? Gentleman from Washington, do you have a question? I can't see if your hand's up or
Yes, sir.
down. Okay.
Can we know a little more why we have all these agencies with these deficits? Did we underfund them or did they overspend?
That's probably the number one.
It's, these are the AG settlements that we always do. That's a re-approach for the trooper school.
Because some of the explanations say,
We can go over each one of them. Some of them is a continuous with trooper school. There's a couple settlements with the AG's office.
like
and work with
ITS, what happened there?
Huh?
Did they buy ITS? Did they buy some new equipment or we just underfunded them?
They're starting to charge, and they need the authority to charge, okay?
Okay.
See, a lot of these are special funds, and it's just
Okay.
spending authority.
What about agriculture and commerce? What's going on there?
COVID related.
So they
Oh, okay.
some special fund, authority.
I just want, I was curious, did we just underfund everybody or did some folk just go a little too far?
No, that young lady down on the end, make sure they don't go too far.
No, we didn't underfund them. As the chairman said, some of it is COVID related. And then with DPS, we're funding their trooper school, but very good questions though.
Like I said, you need to keep an eye on. Young lady, is there, what's your motion?
Title sufficient due pass, Mr. Chairman.
Well, young lady, excellent job. You heard the lady's motion, title sufficient due pass. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, the ayes have it. That concludes this agenda. However, tomorrow, we are going to take these up on the floor if we can get through. So y'all look at your packs. I don't know if we'll be able to block. And so we'll try if, with what we have, we should be able to, but there might be some people with questions. So get ready to work these tomorrow on the floor, okay? If not, I make a motion to rise report. I didn't mean to cut Angela. I think she got mad.